done, what it's done during the offseason. They brought back Trumbo, changed catcher, a few things. You like what's happened?
Yeah, so far I think it was big to get Trumbo back. I think that was big for our offseason. Keep that power in the lineup. I don't think they're done yet, so see kind of what else is going to happen. Even when spring starts, we've normally signed some guys, so hopefully add some maybe more pitching depth, maybe another bat. We'll see how it goes. But so far, so good. We had a good team last year too, so it's kind of built around the young guys we have, and hopefully those young guys will improve this year too.
Zach Darren was just joking around that the way the bullpen's set up, maybe he'll pitch the fifth inning. But when you look at this,
Doubtful, but yeah.
when you look at this relief corps, I mean, how excited are you to be a part of this bullpen and what you guys could be able to do?
Yeah, it's exciting. A lot of guys took good steps last year. Some of the younger guys, I'm really excited for Donnie. See what he does. Obviously, put together a good spring, but I'm thinking, what he can do for our bullpen, especially late in the season. He got some good innings under his belt in some tough situations, but put him in and handled himself really well. So I'm excited for Donnie, and then obviously everybody coming back, kind of just hopefully stay consistent. The guys, Brad and Darren, get him healthy for a full season again. So excited to see what that brings, Michael too. So we got some big weapons, but hopefully we're not going to need it as much. Hopefully Gazi, Tillman, Miley, and all those guys. Bundy. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do for a whole season out of the rotation.
Your arbitration process is over for you now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you look at as far as the business side of this going forward? Do you see potential discussions and extensions?
Maybe. I guess as spring gets going, they have those 3 cases they need to wrap up, and then who else they're, as a free agent they're going to sign, I don't know. But, once that clears out, I guess we'll see. There's definitely interest, I think, on both sides, from what I understand. So it just kind of depends on, how they see the team, I think, shaping up for the next few years. I'm kind of in a unique situation. They probably, depending on how they see the team going, really, there's a lot of guys that are free agents pretty soon. So I think there's maybe 1 or 2 guys that are probably more of a priority, and then kind of figure it out. But I'm interested in staying. A lot of that has to do with how they envision the team going forward. So, if I have to go to free agency, then I do. But all I know is I do have 1 more year here. So we'll kind of see how that plays out as we get going.
Zach, how long did it take you to get over the talk about the wild card thing?
I mean, I was over it right away. I mean, we had so many days together, and there's so many games that you can go in hindsight. 162 games that you second guess yourself a lot. So, once I got home, it was over with. For me, I was getting ready for the season, this upcoming season. But obviously, I understand that it was a big story. But I trust Buck. He's done a lot of good things for me and put me in good situations. So, I didn't second guess him. It was just, he had a reason why he did it, and I moved on.
Mark said yesterday that part of the reason to come back was that the feeling after the way last season ended was that you guys kind of thought that you deserved better and wanted another crack at it. Is that a sense, seeing all the guys now and talking to me all season, is that a sense you're getting from everybody that, this team needs to make another run at it the way it was built?
Yeah, I talked to Mark quite a bit in the offseason, and then obviously as the season ended, kind of, hoping that we'd see him again. But I think so. There's some of that. We know that a lot of the older guys are going to be free agents pretty soon. So I think there's a little sense of urgency to kind of win one now when everyone's together. Obviously, that Weedy's gone, so it'd been great to have won one with him here, and when we had Markakis, a lot of things. So as this group kind of starts approaching free agency, I think we'd like to win one, together as a team before, who knows what happens.
With Matt not in the picture, how crucial are those early first couple weeks and spring training, just getting kind of familiar with, even more so with Caleb, but all the new faces?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I know Caleb, really well, so I'm actually just excited to see him come back after last year. And he's always been one of my favorite guys to throw to. I had him in the minors, so I'm looking forward to good things with him. And then Castillo, I don't know anything about, so it'll be interesting to see him spring training when I get an opportunity to throw to him. But I've heard good things about him too, good teammate. So yeah, it's kind of a learning process for everybody. But all the other catchers are guys that were in our organization, so we got kind of a rapport, going forward.
Zach, when you saw some of the usage of relief pitchers in October, in earlier innings, in for longer stays, do you think some of that is coming in select chances in the regular season?
No, not the way that they were used at all. It's not practical for a 162-game season, unless you want guys hurt in the first month of the season. There's something to having a good depth in your bullpen. A lot of those teams didn't have the depth like we have, so you don't have to rely on guys like that. You saw the workload that Brad had when Darren was out last year. And you see, that took a toll on him, towards the end of the season. So I don't think you're going to see the usage like the playoffs, other than in the playoffs, anytime soon.
Zach, what do you possibly do for an encore after last season on the first mistake? It was almost the perfect season.
Yeah, I just try not to live up to it or try to duplicate it. I think every year your body's different. The way that you go about doing things is going to be different. You're a little older. Maybe your arm slot's a little different that year. So you treat every year different, and obviously there's a foundation that the way I approach pitching or going after hitters is going to be the same, but the way you get to that is always different based on each year.